picking up where we left off last time, you guys had executed your raid on the Cordamanch hotel room. You successfully abducted Amelia Cordamanch. You nearly killed Sandy, your hated rival in this ordeal. And you tracked her down to a suburban estate on the north side of the city and determined that maybe it was best to just make contact and try to talk things out from here. So you guys sent a few spells, took cover in an abandoned machine shop on the south side of town, and worked out a meeting with Sandy and the Calabayas, as it turned out, at your neutral ground, the the lauded Anjou sandwich shop at the foot of the Belgrade Academy Hill. And there you were able to meet, I think was it Petior? Or Yinro, excuse me. Yinro Calabaya, the eldest son of the Calabaya family, and Sandy disguised as a dwarf. And you guys were able to sit down and have a lengthy conversation about your situation and come to an understanding and an agreement that your beef was with Amelia, that Amelia was not necessarily tied directly to the Calabayas. She was just sort of a client, tangential to their interests, but that they would be holding on to Martin and that they would be pursuing this railroad deal on a much lower key sort of register there. Apparently the original plan was to have Sandy orchestrate the theft of an entire train engine and transport that back to Aelia somehow so that Amelia could start her own railroad company. Now it seems like they're just going to make use of the land the Cordamanches have bought to build railroads and not worry about stealing trains, because that seems like a lot of work. Sandy was sort of ambivalent about the whole thing. It's like, yeah, train theft would have been fun, but it is less work, although she's not super excited about posing as Amelia for the foreseeable future. And they agreed that if you guys were willing to leave them alone, they would use their resources to sort of quiet things down, sweep things under the rug, and after that, the two of you would stay out of each other's hair. And with that guarantee of
and the allowance of being able to eat the sandwich shop. That's very important to me for some reason.
The sandwich shop was neutral ground.
Neutral territory.
Yeah. The bigger issue was more don't bribe any more of our dudes and meddle in any more of our stuff. Our backroom business.
Oh, did we tell them that like the railroad company knows about Amelia and her shady shit?
No.
They didn't need to know.
We'll see. It's sort of.
Hey, we promised that we'd stay out of their shit from now on. We said nothing about the last few days.
That's true. That happened before you were
true.
Yeah.
You're not probable.
Although Sandy, she can be Amelia however much she needs to be. So even if consequences come back to bite Amelia, she could just not be Amelia anymore.
That's true. So you guys smooth things over, and on your way sort of back into the world, you did hear some rumors on the streets, about the crazy shit that happened at Le Chateau last night, but didn't hear much mention of yourselves, didn't hear much mention of law enforcement, didn't see anybody come looking for you, so it seems like the Calabayas are definitely on damage control duty, true to their word. But you guys opted to go take care of this Amelia business as soon as possible. You guys ended up hopping a ship across the bay, disembarking at Oakall, and making your way west towards the foot of the mountains, where you had learned that there was a particularly dense old pine forest around this sort of hill property owned by some reclusive individuals, and you felt that might be suitable to your needs, so you tracked it down, popped the waylight, and followed it across the Vale into the Feywild. Once there, you walked for most of your day before stopping for a moment and cutting Amelia free and giving her last rites, throwing down a pack, a weapon, a couple coins, and telling her to figure it out. And prideful as she is, Amelia did not rise to any goading. She just stared you down disdainfully as you washed your hands of her and continued on your way, following the waylight through the forests until you finally broke through the edge of a familiar jungle to see the village of Gladham on the island of Ferrell sprawled out before you. Late at night, granted. And you guys ended up finding yourself a place to stay pretty quickly, and
Lauren picked on Adlar and tried to go to his house.
As she does.
Adlar would tell you, stop that, my parents already think this is something romantic. Quit eggging them on.
Did not stop her.
So, Lauren probably got roped into like a late night dinner, impromptu dinner at the New Aurora estate. But, yeah, you guys would have gotten to Gladham on the 41st of the month. There was a decent chunk of time passed over the course of your journey through the Feywild. And I think we're picking up the next morning, basically, on the 41st. So you are, as I said, in Gladham. The waylight has been used. It needs a week to refresh. And you guys are, as far as I know, free to do as you will. Are there any questions? Is there anything anybody wants to do?
I would have told Adlar's parents that I would be there for a whole week.
Excellent. You will have to come in more often and tell us of your adventures.
I will leave out what we just did.
Yeah, Adlar's definitely side-eyeing you when he says that. He's like, huh? Want to tell him about that shit?
I'm not that dumb.
So,
Yeah, that's all. That was my big thing.
Sure.
It's kind of torture.
I was going to ask what the date is in-game.
it is the 41st of Enlareth.
So we are approaching the end of the year now.
It is, I think, exactly 20 days to the solstice.
Okay. The only thing I know I need to do is chat with the gatekeeper briefly.
Yes, that was a thing.
That was going to be set. I believe she's last thing she told me was like, "We'll chat when you have rested or whatever." So.
Yeah. Oh, and then the other thing, Lauren, just so you are aware, I don't know if you remember, but you did get a very garbled message telling you that your proof against detection and location amulets are ready for pickup.
Okay.
They were completed during your trip. So, yeah, the gatekeeper, Noelle, I believe she told you that after you had rested to just come to the forest and we can find some time to talk. And having rested, is this like your first priority in the morning, or is there anything else you want to do?
If Burberry's around, I'd try to recruit them for this, actually. Burberry?
Yeah. Burberry like immediately tries to hide some sheet of paper or something they were working on.
What was that?
Try to write a letter.
Oh.
Because Kat kept hoping you would forget, and you did not.
I never will. I am like an elephant
A very persistent elephant.
in more ways than one. No, I if we have a moment just by ourselves, I would tell Burberry. So Burberry, you are the only person who knows that I had slightly more plans for Amelia than I was letting on. I need to go negotiate some stuff with the gatekeeper today, and I would love to have you there as just sort of my legal counsel, I guess, since you seem like you're pretty good at dealing with Fae bullshit, just in case.
I will do my best, although that being said, well, I'll do my best.
Okay. That's all I can ask. I know I'm gonna have to make some kind of deal, and I don't know, having a second pair of ears there, or I guess a third in your case, might be useful.
Oh, I only half count. I get really bored after about 5 minutes.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say you guys each only had one ear, which would be weird.
Well, that would explain why he only listens half the time. Well, that's not very nice. It was not intended to be.
It is a good thing, like, each of the parts didn't get distributed to one of you. Like, one of you has a mouth, one of you has the ears.
You know, I think I would have been okay with that. As long as I was the one that got the mouth. Dibs on the mouth!
Well, whenever you have a free moment, I need to go to the forest to speak with her, so...
Yes, I can go right now. Just let me get myself, arranged.
Perfect. I will wait outside.
Yes, I successfully put off the letter yet.
I'll get you someday, Burberry.
Oh, if it, roll a perception real quick.
Oh shit, I need dice.
Sorry. I'm just curious of how much you see.
God, I never roll good on it. That's like a 12.
Okay, well, that's better than normal. So, you don't see much of the contents of the letter, but you see, like, a lot of scratched out text.
I know that feeling.
Mm-hmm. So, Noelle might not know the contents of the letter are for.
I have a feeling I know.
Damn insightful bards. To the thing!
Yes.
Cool. So, Burberry does his scarecrow mamba shimmy into his robes and follows Noelle out into the streets of Gladham and towards the edge of town. And as you guys follow that road you once walked on your path to the gatekeeper, as you reach sort of the forest edge, it's relatively early in the day. There's not a lot of people in this side of town, especially outside the town's borders. So you're pretty isolated. And as you sort of begin stepping under the eaves of trees, you hear this very loud bird cawing from up ahead. And looking up, you can see what looks to be a very large raven, which is not a terribly common sight on this island, but with its tropical parrots and whatnots. And looking closer, you can see there's an odd sort of iridescent sheen to the feathers on the breast and the head. And as you approach, it caws again, flaps its wings, and you can see sort of on the flight feathers, that same sort of iridescence kind of gives way to like solid greens and blues with sort of like peacock eyes at the tips of the feathers. And as you meet its eye, it again caws once more, flapping its wings with a certain intention.
Well, I think that's our sign.
Uh,
Or it's
following the
Lasheron.
leader.
Loki, when I heard Raven, I was like,
So after we enter the forest, both voices chime up, but they don't destack. Well, we're not gonna find out by standing here.
Yeah, we'll go.
Right? And as you sort of reach your decision and begin stepping towards the bird, it immediately kind of falls from its perch, spreads its wings, and begins to glide off the road and into the jungle, off to sort of the north, to your left. So following it, you quickly find yourself inundated in the undergrowth, stepping over bramble and bushes, pushing through thick fronds of fern leaves and sort of umbrella plants. And as you follow this bird, it continues to call out to you periodically, checking in almost to make sure you haven't lost sight of it. And you do see that iridescent sheen just kind of like flashing in the sunlight as it kind of darts between trees. And after probably like 20 or so minutes of walking, you find yourselves where you had sort of been walking sort of gently uphill for the most part, or at least along the slope. You're not necessarily rising. You find the land beginning to sort of dip, and the slope beginning to sort of lead you downhill. And the trees grow a little thicker here. The sun begins to grow a little sparser, where there had been, frequent God rays sort of shining down through the leaves. Now there's maybe one or two here and there, and there's just a general sort of pallor of shadow that's sort of fallen over this segment of the jungle. And the familiar sounds of, whooping monkeys and shrieking parrots that you heard over the course of your morning begin to fade away behind you. And you are sort of inundated by this unnatural silence.
It's really beautiful here.
For a few more minutes, you begin to pass by more of those. You haven't seen these in a long time, but those strange standing stones with the very irregular holes sort of bored through them. Sort of fairy houses that you passed on your way towards the Gatekeeper's Grove way back when we last visited.
I'm gonna leave behind 5 apples and a lime.
Okay. As you set those down and begin walking away, there's some very sudden rustling behind you. You look back and they are gone within seconds of you.
5 displacer beasts.
Yeah. But you do see these sort of strange little faces occasionally kind of peek out at you through the holes, the gaps in these rocks. Dark faces with these bright white eyes, kind of long, spindly fingers kind of gripping the edges of the rock, just watching as you proceed, following this raven. And before long, up ahead, you can see, or hear really first, the sound of running water. And before long, you find yourselves coming up to a small clearing with a stream running through it. There's a sort of a very shallow, sort of rapid little waterfall not too far off that's sort of feeding the stream. And in this clearing, busying themselves, gathering herbs and medicinal implements from the forest, there is this somewhat hunched, older elven woman, long gray hair, sort of tied back in a loose braid, wearing this sort of faded burgundy gown that is sort of ornamented with garlands of flowers and ivy. And as you approach, she turns to look at you. You can see, for an elf, she does have a strangely sort of wrinkled, lined face. But there is a glimmer in her golden eyes that you immediately recognize as she cracks a small smile and she nods to you and she says, "It's been some time.
It has
How
been quite
have
a
you
while.
fared?" Stand up and bow.
Yeah, I will return that.
Same.
It's been crazy. You probably could tell from the sendings I've periodically sent you, asking weird questions about the Waylight.
Yes, well, I've seen some strange things as well. Your last trip through the Feywild was quite eventful.
More than usual, I suppose.
In more ways than one.
Yes. Oh, please sit. And she'll kind of gesture behind you. In the direction you came, you'll see that there's suddenly two large, flat, somewhat comfortable-looking rocks just kind of there waiting. And she will sort of walk over towards them and set herself down on one. So, you wanted to talk about this situation you've made for
Contrived.
yourself. Yes.
Yeah.
What
Just
can I do for you?
because of last time, is there any way we can confirm that you are for sure the gatekeeper? Before we...
Well, she will gesture to herself and sort of wave, and you'll see this sort of shimmer of golden dust kind of like fall from her form. And the old elven woman sort of falls away, and you can see underneath, this alien but still very beautiful, very pointed features, long pointed ears, golden hair, thick and wild, tied back in that braid.
Is it almost like Uncanny Valley? I hope it's Uncanny Valley.
A
Just like a
little
little.
bit. Yeah, it's like there's like a weird like bloom lighting happening on her skin, but there's no light source to like sort of justify it. It's just there.
She's got the filters
Um,
turned up to max.
Yeah, it really does. And I mean, the gown itself turns from this sort of tattered, faded thing to the regal and flowing, sort of scarlet, silken robe that you saw her in last. And she just sort of spreads her hands and nods, steeples her fingers. She says, "Now, granted, this could simply be another disguise, but if you would care to walk another 2 days back to my grove, I would be happy to show you in."
Well, I think an easier way, honestly, would just be to confirm what Burberry actually talked to you about last time. Or at least, I think I would understand at this point what you probably spoke to the gatekeeper
Ooh.
about.
Snarky, Noel. Yes, that would work fine.
I mean, she looks to Burberry and she says, "Are you sharing these details now?"
Not openly, like not everybody's in the know, but it had been long enough and they are smarter than I gave them credit for at the beginning. No offense, Noel.
I'm not that smart.
None of us are. Only Barnaby.
Well, the gatekeeper will nod and say that Burberry asked if I was at all familiar with their particular affliction, which at the time they were concealing from you,
At the time, I was quite beside myself.
as you still are. But unfortunately, it is not something quite within my power to break. This curse you find yourself under is maintained by the will of a very powerful celestial being. And barring your ability to break that being's desire to maintain this curse. I think that it may hold for some time yet.
Yes, we have learned bits and pieces of what's going on with Burberry in the months since we last saw you.
Have you had any luck in your search for a solution?
Not really. We kind of know a reason, or not a reason, but like what is it? The god was driven away for a while, something like that.
Yes, the other celestials that watch over me kind of kept me masked for a bit.
At least you have some freedom to move as you will in his absence.
Yes. Oh, yes. And then since then, the other gods have caught wind and were like, "That's not cool, bro."
So there's some people on our side here.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. I will certainly need it.
Well,
Yes, you will.
Just, I feel like Burberry just nods solemnly
Yeah.
at that.
just like, yeah. Okay, well, getting down to the reason we're here. The woman we dropped off. I guess first question is she still alive? Do you know? Have you watched her at all?
Oh, she died within minutes of you leaving her.
All right, well, goodbye.
I don't know what you were thinking. The Feywild is incredibly
I
dangerous.
know, it's crazy. So I wanted to talk
but she's-
yesterday.
She lives. I have assigned some subordinates to give her a wide berth, but to keep an eye and ward off any significant dangers.
That's good. That's, to be perfectly honest, all I really wanted to ask of you overall. To explain, that woman is, I guess I don't have to tell you everything, but that woman is a very awful figure in my life. She has zero regard for being ethical or moral, at least by the rules that we dictate on the material plane.
So you thought she would fare better in the Feywild?
I hoped she wouldn't. I think that she has quite thoroughly proven at this point that there is nothing in our plane that will ever humble her. And given we had access to the Feywild, it just felt like a way to force a punishment on her that might actually break her. I've told myself, at least I tried to convince myself once or twice, that I was trying to be altruistic to let her restart and build a new life, but really, I just need her once to feel the weight of everything breaking around you. Like what happened to me and what we did to so many people when I was younger. So, if she just came here and died, it wouldn't really mean anything. We could have killed her if we wanted.
Oh, two of us were very gunning for it.
Yes,
It would have been much simpler.
it would have been. But maybe I'm petty and maybe I'm, I don't know, obsessed or sick in the head when it comes to this stuff, but she just can't get out of this that easy. So,
I believe the word you're looking for, Noel, is righteous, and I would not call that petty or sick in the head.
We have another word for it around here.
What is that?
Karma.
She just kind of smiles gently and says, "We would call it simply Fae."
Well, so I guess the specifics of my request are maybe it doesn't have to be forever, but keep an eye on her. Keep her from, I guess, dying from some random bullshit.
Would you like me to ensure her death is meaningful then?
I'm not even sure it's about ensuring her death is meaningful, but ensuring that whether she does find some level of stability here somehow, or whether she just spirals down into nothingness and passes. Just keeping an eye until you see her hit the bottom.
Damn.
And when she finally does, and at that point I don't think it matters anymore. And as I
But
said,
you want to know.
I want to make sure she has felt the way that we all have felt.
I think as the gatekeeper is listening to this, there's, that sort of serene, regal, sort of faint smile on her lips. But the more you talk, the more you do start to see like a very sort of low-key, kind of sinister, just kind of a curl to the lips. It's like, yeah, this seems to be resonating with her. And
This is gonna be fun, she's thinking to herself.
maybe not quite in the way you intended, but she seems pretty on board with this. And she says, well, I can certainly keep my eyes open. I am curious to see what sort of woman this is that you've led into my people's lands. It sounds as though she would fit in quite well, truth be told. Some courts would see her ambition as an asset. Make it as it is.
She does not have any sort of loyalty whatsoever.
But do the Fae? I'm not here.
Sometimes, well, no, I mean, it's like, do you want to keep somebody that you don't trust around? Like, yes, technically the Fae are not necessarily like prone to loyalty or anything like that, but they're definitely not going to go, oh, you're a dick? Come over here, let's hang.
Ah, sociopath! Please!
Welcome to the land of the sociopaths. We have a whole dimension to ourselves where we act like assholes and suffer no consequences.
That
Your
evil
home.
changeling won't bother you anymore.
Yeah, I feel like it would be more of a, this is gonna sound dark. It's more like, oh, this is a mean person. Well, we can either gad about them and make them be friends mean with us, or we could tease them and taunt them and trick them endlessly until they fall into despair.
Both are good.
Yeah.
See?
I like to just imagine the Feywilds as like where we banish all the dicks to.
It's like, this is why the Feywild is as dickish as it is, because people just use it as a dumping ground for dickheads.
Some of them end up in the Winter Court, some of them end up dead. It's fine.
Yeah, don't worry about it. But the gatekeeper, I think, is definitely nodding, and she says, yes, she certainly sounds as though she might be of a kind with some folk around here. But just as many others, I'm sure, would take equal pleasure in tearing her to pieces, piece by piece.
Well, I would ask that you steer her clear of places that would encourage who she is.
I would do my best.
And as I said before, my goal here is not to ensure her death or anything like that. If Amelia does restart and does find some semblance of stability here somehow, then she is entitled to that.
Just not with people that.
Just not with, sociopaths.
Yeah.
If she finds herself on a path that leads somewhere better.
Or at least has a oh, this is going to sound dark. At least has a crop of victims that's knowing it's coming. Or is expecting that sort of behavior.
Well, as a mortal, I would not expect her to rise very far, if at all, among my kind. We are more apt to take your people as playthings or
Toys.
Lauren will be her play.
in a manner of speaking.
Why does Burberry sound excited about this? God only knows.
Kink unlocked.
New kinks are getting unlocked.
Oh,
right
you
now.
don't even know.
Would that make you a masochist?
Probably. A little bit.
A little bit. At minimum, a sub.
No.
The only sub that I am is a foot long with some nice ham and maybe some bologna.
I thought you were going to take that in a way different direction now. I was like, okay, we just learned something about Burberry today.
Max damage on the D12. Anyways, the gatekeeper nods, and I think she is attempting to just offer a small word of caution. The Feywild is a society, at least the parts of it that are not as wild. It is a society that is not unfamiliar with her levels of ambition and these things which you want to, I guess, punish her for. The Fae may take a different view if and when they do encounter her. But at the same time, she is mortal, and in all but a very few cases among the Fae, she will always be less than in their eyes, and that at least should be some measure of assurance that she's not going to be able to achieve what she achieved on the material plane.
Right.
But if you want me to keep her from dying in a random encounter, keep an eye out for her to begin spiraling. I can certainly do that. Though, unless you want me to take a more heavy-handed approach, I cannot make any promises as to the outcome.
I understand. And you know this place far better than I ever will, so I trust that you can use your best judgment when it comes to these vague notions I'm throwing at you.
Of course. Someday you'll have to come for more extensive visits.
I know.
As an expatriate of our realm, I think it might do you some good to see how your people live.
That would be very interesting. Although you did just say there are a lot of people like Amelia here.
Then again, maybe not.
Regardless, as I mentioned previously, I don't expect this for free.
Of course.
I don't have anything specific to offer you, and I don't know what value anything I can bring you for the material plane would be, so what do you want?
For the time being, the only thing I have any pressing need for are capable hands and eyes to track a desperate and dirty old woman through the forests. But as you are the one asking me to do this for you, I don't think that you have much interest in pursuing that yourself. So, for the time being, I think we can file this away as a favor. When the time comes that I do have need of someone capable, I know who to reach out to.
With a favor of equal or lesser value.
Absolutely equal value.
I don't know, maybe one day you really don't feel like picking apples. I don't judge, I'm just saying.
My orchard of poison red apples is overflowing, and I have no one to pick them as all of my apple orchard boys are out tracking an old woman in the forest. Could you pick every tree in my 1,200 hectare forest by the end of the day? Thank you. Goodbye.
I feel like Burberry just like devolves into a fit of giggles.
Oh, I think a favor is acceptable. I'll look over my legal counsel.
It seems fine, and they are very particular about the wording, so if it is of equal value, it will be of equal value. Heck, maybe she has some other lady that she has to track through the forest.
That's true.
Later, she'll ask us to do that.
I
For what it's worth,
Go ahead.
I like to think that I am somewhat exceptional among my kinds. I am not quite so hostile to the peoples of the material plane as many on this side of the veil, as I imagine you've gathered at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever I have need of, I will be as clear as I can with you as to what I'm asking.
That's very appreciated. All of this is very appreciated. I know this is a lot to just randomly ask of someone, but it's important to me, and you are the only person I could think of that could help in a way that was, I guess, enough to make it happen.
It's also far less risky for you to exist in the Feywilds than it is for anyone else.
That's true.
Well, thank you again. Out of all of this, whether Amelia does end up passing away or finding herself among people that will only encourage her, I don't know. But ultimately, I just hope that something comes out of this, that she truly understands, finally, what we've done to so many. Beyond that, I could care less what happens.
It's funny, in one sentence, you show yourself to be so much more compassionate than so many of our kinds, and then by its ends, you are still one of ours.
I guess it's just inescapable.
Whatever becomes of her, I hope it brings you some measure of peace. But I will say, you certainly don't strike me as one who would fare well on our side of the veil. Not for long.
I think I prefer her on our side anyway. Just saying.
I imagine there are many who would agree.
It's starting to get that way. Alright. I guess we should keep moving. But thank you.
I did have I feel like he's like is pausing. Like, should I give her a title? Does she have a title? Should I just call her like? Anyway,
Well, because of other reasons, I'm going to be building statues. Would you like one made to put at the Way Temple? So that they know what you look like and they don't accidentally make a deal with the wrong gatekeeper.
Statue?
In your, obviously it won't have as much glory as you do, but approximate likeness.
Now, this is much more in keeping with the mortal kind that I am familiar with, but I think we can preserve a little bit of the mystery for now.
All right, saves me the money. Just thought I would ask, since as am doing a similar task anyway.
Unfortunate as that incident was, it is only ever happened once. I do not anticipate it happening again anytime soon. But
At least not in our life. Well, not in my lifetime. Hopefully.
I should hope not. Well, if we are in agreement then, she will stand and extend a hand.
Just to be clear, this favor is on me and only me.
I'm only asking you to shake.
Okay. I'll shake her hand then.
All right. As you take her hand, you do feel this flex in her grip, this sudden tightening. You feel the nails of her fingers on the back of your hand and this prickling sensation. And as you kind of pull your hand away, you can see very, very faintly on the back of your hand, there is a small, pale mark. Something like a rune, a language you've never seen before. And it seems to shine almost with the same sort of ambient light that this woman's flesh shines with. But within moments, it sort of fades, and the mark is almost completely invisible to your eyes, just barely perceptible. Gatekeeper gives you a nod and a smile. She says, "Oh, deal's the deal. I'll be in touch."
I'm sure we'll have many more questions about the Waylight.
I'm sure you will.
I would like to give her the remainder of my apples.
She will take them and put them into her basket that she was gathering her herbs in.
You know, I figured since she's been answering all these questions for free, but we'll give her a little. Oh, Ed, would you like a squid pop? Do you like squid pop?
Yeah, we get the D20 from the gatekeeper.
She kind of wrinkles her nose. I'm okay.
I thought I would ask. I only offer to the people I like, you know.
That's gotta say something when it's too weird for a Feywild being.
It's not very nice. Random puppeteer voice in the sky.
Okay. Will the bird lead us back out?
Yes. Bill? She'll fucking snap, and you hear that, like, and the little peacock raven kind of flutters back into view and begins kind of hopping along a branch back.
I offer Bill a ration on the way. Gonna give him all the creatures food.
I think, yeah, on your way back, you like pause and pull out some food to offer him, and he stops on a branch and kind of turns back to look at you like, "Why aren't you following?" "Oh, food," and flies down, lands like on your arm. Surprisingly heavy bird for his size.
What do you think?
And he kind of like cocks his head and like pecks at your this handful of food that you've got for him before you see him kind of just barely like open his mouth, and then you watch as like the jaw begins to sort of unhinge.
Oh, I'm down for this sickness.
And like it's like an alligator mouth. It's like opening wide to kind of like wrap itself around your hand, and just like scrape everything into this thing's mouth.
I want to do that again. I'm going to do that again. It's like an owl. It's like a cartoon owl. Okay, yeah, I'll feed it a total of 2 rations before we stop.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, he basically swallows it all whole, and you watch as his belly just kind of like boom, boom, kind of pushes out. The more he eats. And so 2 pounds heavier, this bird will take off from your hand and begin sort of flapping his way back between the trees. It does seem like he's having to work a little bit harder now, but he continues to fly with grace and majesty of the Feywild. And within half an hour, you guys find yourselves...
He opened up his face.
Yeah. Within half an hour, you guys find yourselves leaving this little nestled grove and making your way back towards the edge of Gladham. And
You waves goodbye to a bird.
you just hear like a belch echo through the trees in the distance as he flies away.
I don't think normal
You know
birds
what?
can burp.
Totally worth the rations. If we ever have to take that route again, I'm completely doing that again.
Well,
Maybe I'll
sometimes
try
we-
it with something bigger, like a pineapple.
Just test the limits of this bird.
I have to play test the bird, okay?
It's a good use
Is
of
it broken?
downtime.
Can we abuse him? Well,
Oh no, I don't want to abuse it. I want to see this thing. I want to hold up a full, like, we'll say a watermelon. It would be nice and not do spiny things. I want to see
Can the bird eat a watermelon?
no, personal sized watermelon, like the small ones, not the
A
big
mini
ones.
watermelon.
But I
What
would
if he
love-
succeeds? Then you're gonna up the watermelon, aren't you?
Then you got a reverse snowman in this bird's belly. What are you going to do then?
I want to see this thing's mouth open up big enough to eat that.
Where does it stop, Burberry?
What if it can go all the way up to an elephant?
No, I can't carry an elephant now, can I, John?
It takes him 3
I
days to
probably
work his
might
mouth
be
around an
able to.
elephant, but by God, he makes it happen.
It's like a snake, just like the top lip moves and like pulls it in further.
Yeah.
Is it bad that I see Burberry's like, hey, Lauren, can you do me a favor?
Can you turn into a bottomless bird for me?
Alone, I saw this critter. You need to come with us next time so that you can turn into this queen.
I can already tell you right now, that shit was not a beast.
Oh, I know. I know. 100%.
I will
It's
say-
so amusing.
I would love somebody's help to turn into a giant eagle.
Oh, right.
Well, please.
That is on the docket. I will also tell Burberry thanks before we return.
Anytime you need me to help, I will always be
How
there.
are we going to get you to turn into a T-Rex?
I think the T-Rex is still a little outside her ability.
Yeah, but she has to see it
Right.
to be able to turn into it.
Is it?
I don't know if she can hit that CR yet.
Oh, you're talking about Lauren.
Yeah.
No, I'm more talking about just like the practicality of how do we get her to see one to be able to turn into it.
Well,
Polymorph.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what the plan is today.
Yeah, a T-Rex is a CR8, and I don't believe that Circle of the Moon can actually hit CR8.
I can do.
Oh no. T-Rexes is our thing that Circle of the Moon can turn into. I've done it, but it did take a very high level.
According to this,
Because it's half and not a quarter.
Was it? Maybe it was a
Circle-
different circle.
Circle
I
of
know
the
the way
Moon.
I did it as Dirk was polymorph.
Yeah, starting at 6th level, you can transform into a beast with a challenge rating as high as your druid level divided by 3 rounded down. So the highest that could possibly be would be a CR6, and a T-Rex is a CR8.
Huh.
Now,
Well, the
John,
medium was just nice.
That's
There's
the
giant, the flying dinosaur. I can do that one.
Quetzalcoatl or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's what's it called.
Quetzalcoatlus. That is a CR2. That is doable. So currently, Lauren, as a level 8 druid, can turn into a CR2 creature and can now turn into creatures with fly speeds. So that is a thing.
So I want to do giant eagle and the big bird, big dinosaur birdie.
If it is in a challenge rating that I can do as polymorph, I will do it for you.
Polymorph
Just not to me. We've learned our
Challenge
lesson.
rating is equal to or less than the target's
level.
Level.
It doesn't have a challenge rating. So polymorph can do CR8.
So I could be a T-Rex.
Correct.
I believe. Yeah.
Well, I'll invite Adlar and Dodo to one if they're interested.
You're going to turn into a bunch of birds? So, I mean, yeah, sure, fuck it.
Whenever
I didn't have plans today.
whenever there is a moment, I have an activity that I would like to do today. Once
Okay.
Lauren's done.
So yeah, Lauren and Noelle, you guys have polymorph spells you can use to learn yourself some new animal forms, because I don't think polymorph requires anything more than to just know about the creature.
I can do it twice in a day.
Will a creature must make a wisdom saving throw to avoid the effect? Spell has no effect on shape changers or a creature with 0 hit points. Ooh. Noelle, a changeling, do you count as a shape changer?
Uh-oh. I don't think I know.
Am I gonna get Rod out of my last level up?
No, I'm not gonna do that, but that is literally wrong. It's called shape changer.
Weird.
What the fuck?
Wait, does it say you can't turn into a shape changer, or you
It has
can't
no
polymorph
effect.
if you're a shape changer?
Polymorph says the spell has no effect on a shape changer or a creature with 0 hit points, and the changeling's racial ability is literally called shape
I
changer.
assume that means in an offensive way, not in a
Well,
you can't use it on yourself.
And to be fair, the most effective use of polymorph, you don't usually use it on yourself.
I'm assuming rules as intended, it meant like offensively, but I get what you're saying, rules as written.
So like doppelgangers are considered shape changers, right? But their thing says doppelganger can use the action to polymorph into a small or medium humanoid in the scene or back into its true form. And I assume that means that he's immune to what do you call it? He's immune to polymorph.
Maybe it's more of like being immune if someone else is trying to cast it on you.
I'm inclined to say that's probably fair. That is bizarre, though. I just want to say that.
This is a very odd. I never even thought about that. I was gonna ask you. It's not related, but this island, like, would it be possible to like be a giant eagle and just fly back to the fucking coast? Is it close enough? Because like they get pretty close.
For an hour, right?
I can do it 2 times a day, technically 3 if I store one in a spell storing ring a day ahead of time.
It's true. A giant eagle has a fly speed of 80 feet.
Yes, which is not actually very fast. I think we remember. At least not for a big bird.
We've discussed this. It's very slow. Actual birds fly a lot faster than that. But at that travel pace, you are looking at where's the mounts here? Here we go. Okay. Travel with mounts. long story short, I'm pretty confident that yes, it is close enough. It is not far from the coast. It would be a distance to Freeport still.
Yeah, it'd be a
But-
multi-day walk, but it would
You could-
potentially
you
get us
could
there
cross-
faster than waiting for the waylight.
Well, a Lord can be a giant eagle for 6 hours.
Well, that helps
Which
too.
is true. A Lauren can be giant eagle for 6 hours
Well, 12
on a
hours.
short rest. 12 hours on a short rest.
Okay.
Right?
Well, like one giant eagle can't carry all of us, but if we wanted to get back to Freeport, that would be a faster way for some of us.
Maps of the multi. Yeah. Okay. So maps. So Gladden is 2, 3, 4. So Gladden is about 30 miles. No, probably like 25-ish. 25 to 30 miles from the coast if you fly like due east.
Right.
If you were to cross further south, that gap narrows to about 20 miles.
And that's within a
That's
eagle.
that's probably like a day south of Gladden. If you crossed there, it would be like an 18-mile gap versus 25 to 30. And a giant eagle flying at 80 feet per sec, so 800 per minute times 60 is 48,000 feet.
Well, wouldn't it be 160 for dashing? Or?
I'm getting the baseline.
Oh, okay.
I feel like there's rules about dashing. I'd have to go back and look at it because it's been so long. So divided by 5 to 80, I think it is. So a giant eagle could fly 9 miles in an hour, just normally. So, goddamn, I need to give me 1 second. I'm gonna go grab the book because I remember the page. I can't find it on 5e Tools.
Oh shit.
Was Lauren able to turn into a giant eagle now?
Yeah, me and Lauren go out to fucking edge of Gladden, and we show off some fucking sweet eagle shit.
Nah, that's just what we're gonna do the next time that we're in like a really large city. Is you're gonna be like, I need the zoo. Take me to your zoo.
There's probably a zoo in Freeport.
Honestly, it's probably not a terrible idea.
I can give you a giant eagle and a giant owl. I can only do 2 in a day, so whatever you specifically want, I can do.
I was thinking a giant eagle first, and then maybe the dinosaur. Because the dinosaur can actually be pretty helpful.
Okay.
Pretty fast. The giant eagle, I think, will be more of like traveling, I think, personally.
Yeah, giant eagle is very useful
But
for
there
that.
is zoo in Freeport.
Oh, yeah. No, Lauren will be going to a zoo in Freeport.
Number of miles equal to your speed divided by 10.
I do also have like a random question I just wanted to ask Dodo.
Daily travel.
So I feel like we need to check in on Dodo. Just dropping a bitch in the
Poor
Feywild.
Dodo. I should
What's
probably
wrong with
apologize
Dodo?
to him.
Oh, for stranding someone in the Feywild.
Well, for making him watch.
Yeah, I mean it's a little upsetting. So special travel page in the DMG says Player's Handbook Travel Guide is about walking speed based on normal race walking speeds. When you are astride a phantom steed, soaring through the air on a carpet flying, riding a sailboat or steam-powered no contraption that doesn't travel at normal rates since the magic engine or wind doesn't tire the way a creature does. A creature traveling with a flying speed or with speed granted by magic engine or natural force, translate that speed and travel rate using the following rules. In 1 minute, you move the number of feet equal to your speed times 10. In 1 hour, you can move the number of miles equal to your speed divided by 10. For daily travel, multiply your hourly rate of travel by the number of hours traveled. For a fast pace, increase the rate of travel by 1/3. For a slow pace, multiply the rate by 2/3. So at a fast pace, a bird would be moving an additional 33% of 8. So that would be like 3, like 10.5 miles roughly per hour as an eagle
So,
at a fast
so
pace.
2 polymorphs could probably get me to the coast.
I think to be safe, if you wanted to cross now at the Gladham crossing, just flying due east from here, you would probably
We
want
need
to
to
give it a
start-
day, get your spell storing ring figured.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to do it today, no matter, because I got to show Lauren the 2 polymorphs.
Right. So whatever day you do it, you would want your extra polymorph stored in your ring the day before.
Okay.
But that would conceivably give you 3 hours at a fast pace to fly across the ocean.
Sure. Here's another question: could Barnaby make it with his boots?
Barnaby moves a lot slower than an eagle.
I do.
Gonna need a lot of
I ain't
moonshine.
speedy.
Boots of flying.
It's 30 feet.
They last a long
Right.
time, though, don't they?
Up
It
to
would
4
take-
hours.
It would take him 8 hours at a fast pace
Mm.
to make that. So he could make the crossing south of Gladham, conceivably, if you took that day to walk to that
I
narrow
see.
crossing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Lauren, you wanted the giant eagle. You get the giant eagle.
Ta-da! You guys practice magic and shapeshifting and show each other sweet.
Wait. Can I ask you
sweet
a question?
birds.
If Noelle turned Lauren into a giant eagle, would that qualify enough to having seen a giant eagle?
Only if I bring a mirror.
Like, she's like, I feel like a giant eagle.
But I haven't seen one, and the letter of the law said that Druid must see the creature. I think, however you guys want to flavor it, it's within your ability to get her a giant eagle to transform into. So
My
whatever you want to use polymorph to turn into, if you can justify Noelle knowing about it, Aloran can know about it in short order.
I did go out of my way to spend downtime researching animals to justify polymorph's existence at all.
Yeah, because I think I
Which is fair.
joined Noelle with that.
He's like, did you guys know there were fucking giant ancient lizards that weren't dragons? They were worse in every
Yes.
conceivable way.
But they couldn't
They're
fly,
pretty cool.
which was probably good.
Some
Well,
of them
most-
could fly.
Well, the flying ones weren't as bad as the land ones.
I beg to differ. You ever see the Quetzalcoatl?
I read
Oh,
about it in a book once.
Wait, I want to do the Quetzalcoatl. I want to scare Barnaby.
They were real big.
Oh, Lauren,
one
I'll
of the biggest
turn to a
flyers.
Quetzalcoatl and then we'll go attack Barnaby.
Yes, I 100% support this.
We are going to get shot.
Barnaby will absolutely try and kill you.
Roll initiative.
Okay, here's my dice.
Oh, God. And I'm doing something else.
13 for Lauren.
All right.
Yeah, fuck it. It's polymorph. I rolled a horrible. I am definitely last.
All right, Barney, what'd you get?
8.
17.
I rolled an 11.
Cool. So, Barnaby, you watch as they hatch this plan. Noelle turns into a Quetzalcoatlus, and Lauren looks at her and follows suit, and their giant fucking dinosaur head just whip towards you. What are you doing?
I was wondering what giant bird tastes like.
We're people, Barnaby.
He doesn't know that. His cooking instinct has kicked in.
Man flesh. That's Barnaby right now.
It's like when you start waving your cat toy in front of your cat, and they're like, I don't give a shit who's holding this. I'm going to kill it.
That's pretty accurate.
Fair enough.
Well, Barnaby, you got first in initiative. What are you doing?
Who are you shooting at first?
The left.
There's a
Quetzalcoatl.
white Quetzalcoatl and a seafoam green Quetzalcoatl.
Who do you
Why?
hate?
That other one looks sickly.
All right, so Noel, we're taking some shots.
Maybe I have natural armor.
13. Yeah.
If he rolls some fucking ones and twos,
Well, let's see. I get a plus 12 to hit.
So it has to be
So
in that one.
it will be in that one. I got a 5% chance of avoiding the first shot.
That is a 19 plus 12.
So that's a hit.
That will hit. I'm not gonna be Quetzalcoatl for long. I've never been shot by Barnaby though. This is a unique experience for Noel.
Unique doesn't mean good.
That is going to be 15 damage for the first hit.
All right, I am halfway not a Quetzalcoatl.
Barnaby blows a gigantic fucking hole in one of your wings.
And then the next hit is a 16 plus 12.
And
That'll hit.
And that is 14 damage.
I'm still a Quetzalcoatl.
But is he going to action surge?
I don't know.
I could.
Cox is gonna get
God, you know that's the hostility that Barnaby.
back you.
You know what? We do kind of deserve it.
Just
No,
for all
I'm
the
not
role
action
play.
surge.
All right,
Well, I will not
That
be
is a
Quetzalcoatl.
30 to hit.
all right. That's a
That will
hit.
hit.
That is 17 damage.
I am now
So,
Noel.
so Noel's like flying at Barnaby, takes 3 shots in a rapid succession, and just like tumbles out of the air into the sand.
Ow. Damn, is that what you've been doing to people?
Oh, hey, Noel.
And that was in the span of 6 seconds.
You can help me. There's this big ugly bird up there. Look at it.
All right,
He's not even
Take
looking
it
at you.
I think I can help with that.
All right. I still got another shot left.
It's not my turn.
That is a 27.
That hits.
Yeah, that hits. I'm trying to see what. Wait, what? Because I have the fancy armor, so I'm not actually a 13.
You have the tattoo.
Yeah, I'm
which is
trying
a
to see.
15.
I think you're
plus
15.
1, plus your cloak, so 17, I think. If I remember correctly.
Does the cloak work for this too? My Quetzalcoatl had 14 AC.
If she's wearing the cloak of the Quetzalcoatl.
Oh, right, okay. So for her thing.
So I'm
That
at
is 13
AC
damage.
is 17.
All right. Well, I hit you for.
Wait, how's it? Oh, that's right. Barnaby.
I hit for 27. So.
He hits like a truck.
Wait, so.
Hmm.
Wait. Is Barnaby on its second attack right now? Is that what's happening?
just-
That's
second
my
action
action
surge.
surge. This is my
Okay.
last attack,
Yeah.
Then it's your
and
turn.
I hit you for 13, and that's it.
So, yeah, 17 Quetzalcoatl hit points of Lauren, and Barnaby is out of actions, and you are still coming at him.
Sweet. I'm gonna.
Barnaby, what are you doing? Are you moving, bonus action, anything?
Let's see. Bonus action.
Well, we wanted more combat.
So we did it to ourselves.
I will go for non-lethal damage while I'm doing this.
The polymorph damage
Barnaby
rolls over,
shooting
right?
together.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so Doyle actually has taken quite a hit.
16 damage, I think it
Yeah.
was.
Let's see.
So I will be flying 30 feet to hit Barnaby.
All right. Yeah, I got nothing for my bonus action.
Fly off with Barnaby, and then
You're gonna
drop
do
it.
a dive attack?
Oh yeah.
All right, so flyby. So go ahead and roll the hit.
Okay. Does a 23 hit?
That does.
Yeah.
Hey,
Just
good roll.
barely.
All right. So you're gonna take 66, Barnaby.
All right.
Plus 2.
That's good damage.
All right. First one's a here. Let me get
Here, do you want 66?
Let me get my calculator. No,
Here.
I'm rolling them all. Oh shit! I just rolled 2 maxes in a row. Hell yeah!
Don't get cocky.
Oh yeah, if you do the dive attack first, the bite does get a lot better.
Okay, I rolled fucking buku damage. I rolled 3 6s.
Nice.
So that's 20 already.
Yeah, so I am at 30 damage plus 2. So 32 damage.
Not bad.
Bite his arm off.
Like drag him into the air with you.
Can I?
That'd be really
your
heavy.
Your action would have had to be a grapple.
Okay, well then I will fly back up into the air.
All right,
And I do not provoke opportunity attacks when I do that.
that's true. So you can get 50 feet overhead, easy.
Well, I'll just go
Oh,
probably 30
don't
feet
fly
first.
50 feet.
Well-
He's gonna shoot you down and you're gonna fall.
That's why she said 40 feet. Fly out over the ocean, no. Hurry. All right. Anyways, Noelle, your turn. Are you doing anything?
Yeah,
You turn back into the bird.
I'm out of power
That bird
marks.
just done hit me. Don't you want to eat it?
I do. I'm gonna. We're gonna eat you, Lauren. I'm gonna use unsettling words, and I'm gonna cast hypnotic pattern on the bird, on the Quetzalcoatlus. So, Lauren, you need to make a wisdom saving throw. -3 to it.
Okay. Sweet. So that was a 16. -3 is a 13 plus 8.
Damn.
So 13 plus 8.
It does not take. Well, that's what I'm doing. Your turn, Barnaby.
I mean, you could silvery barbs if you want to be a real dick.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Thank you, Plant. Reroll that shit.
That might take. It was an 8.
A -3 plus.
8.
5.
Yeah,
8 is
that's a failure. Hypnotic pattern.
What does that do to me?
So
You're entranced by the pattern.
you want to do the honors of reading to her what that spell
Okay,
does.
let me double check. Create a twisting pattern, 30-foot cube within range. Twisting pattern appears for a moment, vanishes. Each creature makes blah blah blah. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. While charmed, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
And Pete,
Mhm.
what happens when a flying creature's speed is reduced to 0?
That's a great question.
I think it would be a holding pattern, wouldn't it? Like it would just fly in place.
I'll Google
No.
incapacitated flying. I also don't know.
Flying?
You fall. The first result.
If a flying creature is knocked prone, has its speed reduced to 0, or is otherwise deprived of its ability to move, the creature falls, unless it has the ability to hover or is being held aloft by magic, such as the flying spell.
Okay, I'm falling.
So Lauren is falling 40 feet out of the air. Question is, were you over the ocean?
Nah, we're on the land.
Dick. All right, so you're going to take...
It's like I went down, she's coming down.
Look, I'm joining the winning side of this.
13 fall damage.
Does that exactly knock out the Quetzalcoatl?
How much damage did Barnaby deal
I
when
thought it
he
was
shot?
13.
It was
13.
Oh, it's 13.
and-
Sorry, I thought it was 17.
I have 4.
I got it for you, Barnaby.
Sweet, let's go eat.
Well, no, it's still alive.
So Chani, because you took damage, you do get to roll, I believe.
Another wisdom saving throw.
Oh no, actually, it just breaks you out of the stupor, so you're no longer.
Yeah,
incapacitated.
you're not stupid.
Yeah.
But it is
That's like, ow.
Barnaby's turn.
Do you turn back into yourself, or are you still a?
Well, it's not technically my turn,
Oh,
so
sure.
I
All right,
technically can't.
all right, Barnaby, kill your
one.
friend.
To finish them off. Let's eat. Let's have some dinosaur gumbo.
I'd be vastly
And just be
disappointed.
careful, Barnaby, because the damage will roll over.
He puts the barrel up to
I
his
have
head.
literally 4 fucking hit points out of a bird. Barnaby.
Out of the 17 plus 12 hit.
We'll definitely.
29.
Saying that.
That is 12 damage.
All right.
All right, Lauren is a fish again.
And you have 8 hit points worth of gunshot wound.
Hey, wait a minute. Where'd the bird go?
Barnaby does the second shot.
Barnaby's just about ready, and then the head's not there anymore.
Lauren's like,
Just fires into the sand.
Noelle, what the hell?
Like, I saw the way that battle's going.
Gee, give me a chance.
You did that cool bite.
Yeah, Barney got this huge, like, bloody dent in his armor.
We're all very bloody.
I said specifically I did non-lethal damage to Barney.
That's fine.
Yeah, that just means
I'll toss a few healing words around.
I know.
And you should have seen it, Lauren. That thing just took a big old bite out of me. I was hoping to eat it.
That was me.
She did see it. You literally just watched her transform back into a Lorne right in front of you.
Nah, it's fine. Barnaby just doesn't actually have that purpose.
At least when it comes to food. Not really.
But why is the rub gone?
Poor addled Barnaby.
Alright, well.
Well, that was fun.
Oh, okay. My random thing with Dodo was I was going to ask him if he still wanted to come back to Freeport for the solstice.
Oh, so we're not doing solstice here? We just came here for you guys to lead that lady in the woods?
I'm sorry you had to witness that.
Yeah, that was
That's why I tried to warn you, just in case you did want to stay in Freeport
you know,
and not witness
I
that.
might have stayed if I knew that's what it was, but you know,
I
I
tried to warn you.
know you guys just got your own adventure and stuff going on, and I get it. She like a hag or something?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah, that was it.
She was like, "You're a hag." Like I get it.
She was as evil as a hag.
We were just putting her back. Yeah, that's what we were doing.
Sure, yeah. Just gonna try not to think about it. That's all. But yeah, I would not be opposed to heading back for the solstice. I mean, that was kind of the original plan, I thought.
It was, yeah. I just wanted to
Right.
double check after that.
So are we gonna just take another walk through the Feywild to do that?
Probably you're gonna ride on either Noelle and I's back as a giant eagle back to Freeport.
So those giant monsters fighting out by the beach were you guys. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
That all makes a lot more sense.
That is 100%
Cool.
correct.
Yeah, whatever you guys want to do then, sure. That sounds safe.
Do you not trust us, Dodo?
Honestly, it actually does sound safer than going back to the Feywild, so I'll take the Eagles.
I'll make an inappropriate joke.
Adlar's already got his suitcase and sunglasses on. He's like, all right, let's go.
We're not going today. I don't have wild shape. Well, I guess we technically could. Maybe let me chill for an hour.
I mean,
I
Some of
don't
the party.
think we wouldn't be able to get everybody across.
Yeah.
so a giant eagle is a large beast, which means you can carry 2 medium-sized creatures.
Oh, we wouldn't be able to take everybody then.
Yeah.
Dodo, are you sure you want to? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We can take a ship.
No, I'm just kidding.
So we'd have to do Noelle and Lauren take people across. Lauren flies back, picks up the rest, and then uses another wild shape and then flies back. It'd have to be something like that.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with
I
that.
would rather not take a boat. I don't want to take a boat.
We are not taking a boat.
Oh, thank God.
I can take Burberry and Dodo first because they're very against boats and Feywild.
I don't have a problem with boats, but
Well, Burberry's against boats.
I
we're
have
against
a problem with
boats.
boats.
sure, yeah.
I was not fully looking even that.
So the giant eagle, 80 feet movements at a fast pace. It was like 10.5 miles per
Yeah,
hour.
it was like 2 giant eagles, probably 3, to be safe.
I still have a thing I wanted to.
You can do it. We're just talking about how it
Okay,
worked.
sorry. No, I thought it sounded like we were actually like starting to go. I was like, no way.
No. I'm just trying to make sure I remember what the travel arrangements were.
Yeah, you said 10.5.
Verber, you did want to do a thing. I remember.
Yes, I actually wanted to order Noel. I'm a little not positive on my Elvish yet. Would you mind if I borrowed you to translate it as needed?
That's something I'm very good at. Yes.
I would like to go to the conclave location that had the not so great statues.
Right. Yes.
As we're walking, Noelle's wiping blood from the gunshot wound off her arm.
I would like to cast Cure Wounds at level 3.
No, it's
Or actually,
okay.
no, I need level 2.
It was just Barnaby shot me.
What?
Well,
What?
in his defense, we were ancient dinosaurs that tried to swoop at him.
This was Lauren's idea, wasn't it?
You can't put me under the bus this time.
It might have been my idea. Oh shit, were we supposed to roll hit points?
Did we not roll hit points for?
I thought we did that last session.
Yeah, I thought
Did
we
we?
did. You should have.
Pretty sure.
I still have I haven't even touched my character sheet. It still says level 7. Because I was like, well, it's gonna be downtime. It's not gonna matter that much.
All right, let me check my document because I should have your current. hit
Maybe we
points.
might have rolled at the end of last session. That might have been what happened. I just. Yeah, I think that was what happened. I just haven't updated the rest of my character sheet.
That's fair. Player characters. Yeah, because you guys should have. Lauren has 73. Barnaby's got 95. Burberry has 61. John has 110, and Noel has 54.
Yeah. Okay. We must have rolled at the end of last session then.
Yeah, I think we did.
Okay.
So
never mind.
you should have your 8 hit dice as a board. Your 8 d8s. You should have your extra 4th level slot. And you should be level 8.
Yeah. I think I just never decided on a feat, so I'll have to do that next week. But
It's not like a huge pressing thing.
Take-
But yes,
Take 14 hit points, Noel.
that'll do it.
So you'll be going to the Shrine of Alice Varinus and talking to Father Born Sunseeker, the Conclave priest.
I was interested in possibly updating one of your or both of your statues. Would that be all right?
Updating how?
Making stone ones, if possible.
Oh. I'm not opposed to the idea. If you're willing to contribute that to the shrine, that's very kind of you. I don't know if Lee works in stone necessarily. Did you have an artist in mind for this?
Yes and no. The hard part is actually just getting the stone. Do you know a place I could possibly purchase some?
Well,
We do know a mine owner.
there is a mine on the island to the north of town. Deep Echo, I think it's called. You could ask them if they
remember.
do quarrying or not.
Yeah, I'll see if they have it. I wasn't sure where to start. So yeah, I'm going to try my best to get enough stone to pull this off, and it'll probably be in the next day or two, depending on how long it takes the stone to get here, if it's available.
Oh, Okay, all right.
It's a fast turnaround.
That is fast.
Maybe 3. I don't know. It depends on how long it takes a different person to do a thing.
I look forward to seeing the results of your artist work.
Yay! All right. All right. So, basically, I'm just gonna lay out the plan. I would like to hire a artist to make a maquette out of clay.
A maquette, okay.
That's a small version of the statue. So like
Okay.
little version of it. And then I would like to see if it was possible to get 2 5x5 pieces of stone.
A 5x5 block of 2 5x5 blocks.
Yes. That's
Okay.
why I said it depends on how long it takes to get there because it's kind of big.
Gotcha. So you would know that the current shrine artist is a local human wood carver named Lee.
I want it for clay. It needs to be out of clay, so it doesn't necessarily need to be the conclave's artist.
Well, she's not necessarily a conclave artist. She's a local artist. This is just
Okay.
the person
Yeah,
that the
or if she could recommend to me a person who does clay.
Yes. But she, this is the woman who talked to you guys about retrieving her tools because they were missing, and you guys got her tools back for her. This is way back. So she would recognize you. She'd be very happy to see you and asking about getting a clay maquette for a statue. She'd say, "Oh yeah, no, I can do that. That's part of my process. I totally make small models before I carve the big ones." Because that's definitely a sculpting thing that I knew about before this conversation. But yeah, I got you. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so yeah, I would like to have a maquette made of Alice in 2 pieces, top and bottom.
In 2 pieces.
Straight line down the middle. So two pieces that stack on top of each other.
Oh,
in
gotcha.
the shape of Alice.
Okay. I mean, I've got my old maquettes if you'd like to see them.
That would likely work.
If you still live clay, it must
She
be
will-
in clay.
She will take you into her home, and there's like a lot of wood carving art in here, like stumps that have been carved into like little animals and figurines that kind of just dot all the shelves. But she does have a shelf in one room that is just like lined like 3 layers deep with these clay figurines. The overwhelming majority of them are various sort of aspects of Alice. And she'd explained to you, like, yeah, when I first started working, with Lorne, he, told me that, he wanted to dedicate this to her verdant aspects. And I was like, okay, cool. I don't know a lot about religion, but like, tell me about her. And, we did a bunch of mock-ups. And ever since, I've kind of updated the statue every few years just because it, kind of starts to weather over time. But these are my favorites, and blah blah blah. And she'd have some other models that she's kind of played with. That some people have come to the island and seen her work and have commissioned her to do smaller carvings for their homes and businesses and whatever. She'll show those off and be very chatty and friendly about it. So. There's lots of versions of Alice on display here.
I will purchase her 2 favorites.
Oh, sure, okay. How's like 10 gold each?
Done.
Cool.
I'll even throw in an extra 2.
Oh, thanks.
Because I'm about to do stuff to them. Could you cut them in half for me, please?
Cut them in half?
Yeah. Again, I said I wanted 2 pieces.
Oh. Right. Okay. He looks at these like hardened clay figurines, and she's like,
doesn't want to cut them in
This
half.
might take a minute, but sure.
Don't worry, they will end in one piece. I plan on bending them after I'm done.
So why are you?
What do you?
You know what? Whatever. You tip. Whatever. It's fine. I'll do it. Give me a few hours.
Even Noel's like, what is?
What is happening right now?
I
So yeah,
disassociate.
a few hours later, you'd be able to pick up the halves of your figurines.
Okay, let's go see if stone's available.
Sure.
All right,
Yeah.
we were going all over town.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know this probably was. Could I possibly buy you dinner as thanks?
Oh,
You don't have to buy me.
oh, you're talking.
No. I'm sorry. I just assumed. I'm gonna go back to
I
work.
also assumed.
I give her a squid pop.
Which one, Noel or Lee?
Please.
We both reach our hand to grab it.
I give you both a squid pop.
He takes it and immediately just starts sucking on it while she starts trying to figure out how to split a fucking statue.
Put more in
She's got good taste.
Sorry. I'll stop.
So we're going to Deep Echo Mine.
Well, we're going to the owner, probably, right?
Owner, yeah. What the fuck was that guy's name?
Were you inviting me to dinner, or was that for Lee?
It was for you, but it's no pressure. I'm sorry I put you in that awkward position.
All right, I'm fine with doing that. I just wasn't sure. It's hard to tell where you're looking sometimes.
Well, you see, when I'm looking this way, and he like faces you, I'm not looking at you. When I'm looking this way, it looks the side where the knuckle faces your direction. I'm kidding, by the way. No, whenever he looks at you, he's looking at you.
No, I gotcha.
Durnan Fullshine. Got it. Okay. So
I could have told you that.
I could not remember his name. So Durnan, the owner of Deep Echo Mine, he has his office.
And he loves us.
He does love you guys. As you guys approach his home and home office, it definitely looks a lot busier than you've seen it, than you would remember seeing it last time you were here. There's a number of carts outside, sort of in this like sort of makeshift like fenced off like little paddock area next to his home that seems to have been thrown out pretty quickly and pretty recently. And stepping inside, there's a decent number of people, sitting at the desks, handling paperwork. And Dornan is currently, talking to one of them when you step inside, and the door jingles, and he looks up and says, "Oh, well, hello. It's been quite a while, hasn't it?"
It is. Hello. I'm actually here as a customer today.
Are you? Well, please, what can I do for you all? I say, business has been good. I must thank you for the work you did. That cave system really, really opened up operations. We have found so much mithril down there. It's been amazing.
Glad to hear it's been going well. I actually I'm afraid I'm not here to purchase mithril, but do you also
quite a bit?
We made this guy fucking rich.
Yeah. That's fine. They did for us too. Kind of. Not quite as much.
Do you sell regular stone in addition to mithril? Like while you're digging, I imagine some stone comes out. Do you have like any quarrying options?
We don't necessarily run a quarry, but we have rocks if you would like to purchase them. I'm happy to sell you some rocks. Do you need specific kinds, or are we just in the market for...
I would like a nice-ish stone.
Nice-ish?
And I would like, if you have it available, 4 5x5 stones.
Big stones.
Like blocks.
Blocks. They don't need to be finely cut. They just need to be stackable.
Okay.
It's like, look on Pete's face.
Well, that is an ask that I was not ready for.
I'm sorry. I know that it's a little weird.
That's a weird one. That's a weird one. But
There's just not a lot of people that I know that do anything with rocks, and the first person that came to mind.
yeah, I mean, we do mostly, most of our construction around here is done in wood and cobblestone. We don't have a lot of major stonework operational on the islands. But that said, that's not to say that we couldn't cut you some rocks to that size if you needed some. I don't know that you necessarily want anything out of the mine. That's predominantly either ore or just kind of mixed granites. Do you have a spot in mind? Anything that you're looking to maybe pull out of the ground that we could get to work on, or?
I'm afraid I have no head for that. But granite is pretty sometimes, right?
I mean,
It can be.
Okay.
sure. Yeah, some granite. Yeah. Okay. Sure. We can get you some of the granite out of the mine.
Basically, I don't want him to have to go hunting down anything new. But
Sure.
if he has any of the nicer stuff out of the things that he's been digging out already.
Getting it in one piece is going to be a little tricky, but we can definitely try to make that happen for you.
Well, if you need a large beast of burden, I could probably arrange for that. It'll cost a lot of alcohol, though.
Gangsaw will cut each.
I feel like the more that I talk, the weirder this gets.
This is so weird. This is the weirdest day out I've ever spent with Berber.
This is a weird
I
one.
need a clay figure cut in half. And
And I need
500
two
pounds of
5x5
granite.
2 5x5 blocks of solid granite.
What I feel bad is that you asked that artist to destroy her tooth.
Well,
I just
He
hate
did
Alice so
buy
much.
them. He did buy them first.
I know. It was just funny to me. You're like, also, can you please destroy this now for me? That just cracked me up. I was like, oh my god. This poor lady.
So- From what I'm seeing online, cutting granite is a slow process. They use something called a gang saw. I don't know what that is. But Googling it, it looks like a big fucking machine.
We're learning today.
How long for medieval people to quarry a brick?
If it helps, it doesn't need to be 5x5. It could be 4x5.
Sure.
The dimensions don't need to be exact.
They used to actually, the way they used to cut stone out of giant walls like that, they would use a water breaking method where they take wood stakes and they drive it in a square, and then they soak the stakes in wood until it cracks the rock between the stakes.
You mean water?
What did I say?
You said they soak the stakes in wood.
Oh, I meant water. Yes.
How
Point
else
is-
do you
Douse
soak
these
your
in wood.
wood?
For what it's worth, Berber, this is about stone shape, right? You said?
Yeah.
Couldn't you stone shape a chunk of granite into just a big cube, and then they could just knock it over or something?
I guess in
Because you get
theory,
full
right?
control over a chunk of cube or a chunk of
You
granite.
touch
Yeah, no. You're not wrong. It's just it means that this whole process is going to take me twice as long.
You touch a stone object of medium size or smaller, or a section of stone no more than 5 feet in any dimension, and form it into any shape that suits your purpose. So, for example, you could shape a large rock into a weapon, idol, or coffer, or make a small passage through a wall as long as the wall is less than 5 feet thick. You could also shape a stone door in its frame to seal the door shut. Object you create can have the 2 hinges and a latch, but find a mechanical tool as possible. I mean, you can do it to a section of stone, so you could literally turn a
Oh.
section of rocks.
Oh, in that case, you could just if you would if you take me along, or if I could go to help with the delivery. Basically, I would just need you to be able to get the whatever stone I'm purchasing from you from point A to point B.
So you just need to rent a wagon.
And enough people to pick up that heavy of a thing, because I know that I look so strong, but I'm not quite that capable.
Sure. Well, we can probably make that happen for you. It would definitely take us longer to cut it ourselves, so glad that you can do it yourself. Granite weighs about 13 pounds per square foot.
That's 25 feet, so 13 times 25.
3/4 of an inch thick slab. So that's 13 pounds per square foot. 18, 20 pounds per square foot. 2 inches thick is 30. Okay, so 2 inches times 6. So 6 times 30. That's 180. And a 5x5 slab is 125 cubic feet times 180, if I'm doing my math correctly. Okay. So they just need to be able to pick up 22,500 pounds of rock and put it in a wagon.
Yes.
No biggie.
Look, there's a reason that I am getting a person that does rock stuff to help
Why
me with
doesn't River just go to the mine, do the shapeshift, the stone shape, and then take the statues back?
That was the plan, yes.
Oh.
But I still can't pick that up.
Right, but
It's
you're not
still
lifting.
very
You're not
heavy.
bringing the blocks back to
Yeah.
the town.
Okay. How big are the statues supposed to be? It's supposed to be two
That
5-foot
being
segments?
said, it does say soft clay, so if I could retcon getting soft versions of these instead of hard clay versions, that'd be great.
Okay. She'll probably need a day to actually model.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm probably spending today going to talk to this guy and figure out all this crap anyway.
Sure. Okay. So we'll call it. It's probably not going to be 5x5x5. Then it's going to be 5 feet tall by maybe like what, 2x3, maybe.
No, it would. I want the maximum height, so I want this thing to still be 10 feet tall.
It'll be 5 foot tall segments, but the actual like statue's only going to be like 2 to 3 feet wide in the other dimension, right?
Yes.
So we'll say 2.5 by 2.5. Much lighter, 5,625 pounds per per segment. Heavy fucking statues.
There's a reason that I'm doing it for a person that works in a
Could John lift them?
Which is fine. Yeah, I think that's much more transportable than a 5x5 brick. So commissioning for 22 gold the clay from Lee. For the granite, we'll say this guy will part with his rocks for.
I mean, really doing a favor. I can open up a whole nother section.
Yeah, I mean, we'll say for the rocks and for the labor to actually move them,
Yeah.
It'll be like 25 gold.
Really? Okay, yeah, sure. Done.
And
Man, remember at the beginning we were like 12? Oh, so expensive.
12's a lot. That's a whole sword.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot back then.
We
I mean,
started
it's
this
really
campaign.
just, yeah, he's just selling you raw material and some people to move it for you.
Yeah.
So with all of that, I think within a couple of days, you could have this statue put into place in the shrine. It would be.
Well, so I can only do a half a statue a day, which is why I said that it would take longer with the.
Gotcha.
So it would take me 4 days total.
Okay.
But it
So-
would the one statue would be done in 2 days as promised. The extra statue is just a bonus.
Gotcha. So, getting the statue crafted at the mine, I mean, you definitely got a crowd of people watching in awe as you literally just touch stone and it begins to just shed layers until this like beautiful, elegant, polished shape underneath sort of reveals itself, the lower half of a goddess. And then you do it again, and you get the upper half with the arms, outstretched, and the eyes, upturned towards the heavens. It's all very, very shapely and beautiful, and the miners are just like dazzled by this display of power, and are very, very careful loading each individual piece into a separate wagon before they begin the long, sort of careful journey back to Gladham itself, which is almost a full day out.
Can I just stay at the mine, like the mine hut, for those 4 days? Just be like, hey, I'm gonna be over there,
Yeah, that's fine.
hanging out with miners.
That's fine.
Sure.
So 4 days later, Burberry would have transported 2 giant fucking statues in pieces back to Gladham and set one of them up in the shrine.
Both of them, actually. I want them flanking the door.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I'm like, I don't have to upkeep the wood ones anymore.
It's funny because like you've got these giant, like beautiful polished statues at the door. Then you get inside, it's a much more like humble, intimate sort of display with the wooden statue and the altar in front of it and the candles.
I have no regrets.
Lee, yeah, when you roll into town with your wagons, Lee comes to see and is watching as you're unloading these statues and is like, how in God's name did you make that in 4 days?
Magic.
It's not fair. It's not fair. Some whole life training.
You've broken his faith.
Perfect.
Oh, her
No,
faith, sorry.
I have a lot of faith. That's why I can do shit.
I'm more faithful than you.
Get good.
You're really not talented enough.
Lee is. I mean, she's definitely shaken, but impressed and very gracious as she says, "Wow, that is a huge addition to the shrine. I'm sure Father Warren will be very, very happy to see this. That's bravo." I put in deep a moment. Just that way. So Burberry will get that done over a 4-day period while you're in town.
Yep. And I'm proselytizing Bojlik and Sturk to the miners while I'm at the mines all day hanging out.
Sure.
Why not? I'm there. I can do it.
I do have something I can do.
Oh shit.
It's gonna be about Dad Lar and Mom Lar.
God.
I'm gonna go around town and figure out what type of foods and stuff they like, and I'm gonna bring like a little feast over to celebrate solstice with them, since we won't be here.
Oh. Okay.
To do like something special, since I'm stealing their little boy away.
Our baby boy. He's almost a
Baby
man.
boy away.
Our last solstice with him, and he'll be in that
um,
den of decadence and Freeport.
Sorry, real quick, just to wrap up I am actually going to cast Mending on the maquettes and return them to the artist and be like, now you can take credit because those statues technically were carved by you.
We should take them in her hands and kind of look at them solemnly. Look back to you. She says, "But we'll know."
I won't tell if you won't.
She sets them very carefully on her shelf and just like sits across from them, just intently studying them.
I
A 1,000-yard stare of an artist
do
who tries
something nice and I broke 2 people.
just one, just the artist.
No, because the whole. Well, and I feel like I explained to her like
eyes have been opened.
I didn't actually like do anything. It was solely her work. Otherwise, they would not exist because I cannot art.
which is fair.
I mean, you also broke my heart because you stood me up for dinner.
Oof.
Burberry.
I said, "Buy you dinner." I win.
Anyways.
Yeah, this is really entertaining because you keep breaking up in the middle of like that, and so I'm just getting like random wails.
Yep. Same.
I'm sorry. No, my mic doesn't pick it up when I get too high pitched, and I was wailing, so I was high pitched by nature. I said I'd buy you dinner. I didn't say when. I still plan on buying you dinner.
All right.
You better.
Better be good.
I'll give you all the squidsicles you can ask for.
I will say, despite the initial crisis in faith, I think after you kind of explain how the magic works a little bit more, I think Lee will probably feel a lot better about, like, yeah, you're right. I did design this for you. And then you asked God, and he said yes to make it happen. So, yeah, okay. We should collab more often.
Next time I'm in town, feel free to hit me up with anything you might like me.
I have some ideas.
I believe I'm in town for the next 3 days. So
Few days.
yes, in thanks for doing everything on short notice. I won't even charge you.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't really have anything on short notice. We're getting ready for solstice, but yeah, I will keep you in mind for sure. Burberry.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, Dadlar Mamlar, Solstice Center.
I do not. I tell Adlar to wear something nice.
But you don't tell him why.
Oh no, Lord, what are you doing?
Okay, so
I
presumably,
doubt that, like, freaking she proposed or something to him over dinner as a joke.
I'm half expecting it.
honestly though, presumably he's staying at his parents' house at this, while you guys are back in town, as he usually does. So, the night of this plan comes and you go to.
I was gonna buy gifts for his parents too.
Oh, were you?
I was gonna buy like his mom like a nice, whatever kind of taste that I've gotten from her, like a simple jewelry, more elegant. It just depends on what I've seen or kind of wear.
Yeah, they use like a lot of like glass beads and like shell work in their jewelry.
Okay.
So very, very, very natural, very coastal vibes.
I will buy her something that I think that she would enjoy and actually wear.
Sure. That's more than fair.
And then I don't know what to get for Dadlar. I'd probably go to the council and be like, hey guys, Dadlar's not here. What type of stuff does he like?
They're like, we're in the middle of discussing our city's finances for the next quarter, but sure.
And this is very important to those finances. If we don't figure out what he likes, then your finances are screwed somehow.
Exactly.
Does he embezzle? No. I think you could probably be pointed towards maybe some like nice shoes or like a nice new like tunic,
Okay.
just some basic dad clothes
Okay.
for coastal wood elves.
I'll buy him a nice pair of shoes then.
All right, sure. So
Then I'll set up like a whole fancy schmancy meal.
where is this meal? Are you bringing this to their house or are you setting it up somewhere for them?
I think maybe setting it up somewhere for them.
Okay.
We'll like go out in town so that Adler's not aware, and so we go into the restaurant and there's like a whole display of food, a little wrapped gifts, and he's like, "What the fuck is happening?"
My birthday is not for 2 more months. What is this? And then he sees his parents.
Happy solstice.
And he's like, oh, you.
Well, I figured we're not going to celebrate solstice with your parents here, so we can celebrate now.
Lauren is such a sweet girl. She had a great idea. So you'll be in Freeport for the solstice. We celebrate together here a week earlier. So please sit, everybody. And Laura's just like, oh, God.
I feel
The
like
family
Adlar is
dinner.
gonna give you like a reassuring hug and squeeze you just a little too hard. Like,
I'm going to beat you back for this. Don't you worry.
And she doesn't even have the presents out yet. She's gonna like pull them.
When do we leave for the mainland again?
I don't know.
It better be tomorrow.
Yo, low key, Lauren's gonna spy one day on what his parents say to him, especially after this one.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Um,
Lauren will be a little spider.
yeah, I think
I want to know.
you definitely, over the course of dinner, pick up the vibe that they clearly see you two as a couple that has just yet to make it official. Like, they ship you two so hard. It's honestly a little painful, and you can kind of see, yeah, actually, maybe living with this would be kind of hard. My parents keep shipping me with my best friend, and I just want to hunt in the woods and drink. Is that too much to
New
ask?
manga just dropped.
Yeah. The Adlar spin-off manga.
Yeah.
But despite all that, the dinner is delicious as you worked to ensure it was, and they are very, very gracious and grateful for your gifts.
What's Adlar's reaction when I pull out gifts?
Adlar is just sitting there with a hand over his mouth, just wide-eyed, like, everyone brought gifts except for me. Nobody told me this was a solstice.
No, she planned for this. She brought 2 gifts.
Oh.
She got a tunic from Adlar to his dad. Like a matching bracelet and earrings.
So he's like kicking you under the table, like, why didn't you tell me that I was supposed to bring gifts? And then they get to his, and he's like, oh, cool. You bought some.
She's like, I know how bad you are planning things. Puts a little sand on his shoulder.
oh, silly Adlar, you thought that I was a Triton, but little did you realize I'm girlfriend material.
I'm sorry, both of y'all were talking, so I didn't hear much of either.
Sorry.
What did you say, Kat?
I said, oh, silly Adlar, you thought I was a Triton, you didn't realize that I was girlfriend material.
Yep.
So, awkward but delicious family dinner.
Lauren's
Adlar's-
having a great time. She's not awkward at all.
Adlar is deeply uncomfortable the whole time.
Aww.
But
She just keeps filling up his glass with wine.
he keeps draining it. It's like 4th class, his mom's like, Adlar, slow down. You're going to make a mess of yourself. It's the solstice.
I feel like it's not something I haven't seen before. Just to really.
Gimlamine, Dadlar, will definitely appreciate that. His mom, however, will just shoot Adlar a dirty look, and he's like, so dinner comes and goes, and after you say your goodbyes and part ways with the parental units, Adlar sloshes his, takes you by the shoulder, and he looks you in the eye, and he's like, I don't know him, and I don't know her. But I am going to make you pay for this someday. Mark my words.
I feel like in parting, she's just gonna tap him on the cheek and be like, when are we gonna be official, Adlar?
You would like that, wouldn't you?
But then he's going to have to have a
This
fight
was your
to the
plan
death
all along.
then he's going to have to fight to death with Gerald for you.
Maybe, we'll see. Maybe Gerald's like, oh, thank God.
She finally found someone her own age.
don't have to stress.
And he's just as old as me.
You got to be over 100 for a Lauren to be interested.
Mm-hmm.
She likes the experience.
Except for Varys.
But you only have to be high on drugs and alcohol in order to sleep with her.
No, well, Laura needs to be high and drunk on alcohol.
To sleep with some people.
Yeah.
I was referring to the pirates.
Yeah,
the pirates specifically.
Yeah, mostly the pirates.
Like, Varys could be over 100. We don't know. Maybe the power of the Leviathan keeps him looking young. Maybe that's what he was trying to tell you, the secrets of the Leviathan skincare.
Well, I think he told her straight up. It's like, no, my Lost Rock family when I was a kid,
100 years ago.
my village was destroyed, 20 years ago or so.
Yeah,
Could be a
I
lie.
still don't technically know his age. Wait.
I don't remember. Anyways,
I don't know.
point is, Adlar is swearing his undying revenge.
Sweet. And since he's trash, I'm gonna turn into a little. He's gonna walk away. I'm gonna turn into a spider crawl on his shoulder.
And roll stealth check. He's got disadvantage.
I want to see the shit his parents talk about. Lauren wants to see firsthand because he won't tell her what's going on. Okay. I'm doing stealth, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I rolled a 19. I think my spider self is a +4.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think I've got it memorized by this point because I'm always a spider.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it's +4.
so the total was what?
23.
Oh, yeah, no, he's definitely not noticing you. He just kind of teeters back towards his house.
I'm sorry, this is so bad. I feel kind of bad about this, but Lauren's so curious. He's like, is it really that bad? Time to find out.
I think he gets up to the porch and he pauses and he just kind of like head against the door, leans forward, just kind of sits there for a moment. And inside you can make out, the sounds of conversation.
Oh no, I'm scared.
And you can tell Adlar is just leaning there, just listening to it. Just you can feel his body just tremble at the groan. But I mean, it's very much the vein of like, do you think that stay will finally make this all official at the solstice? Then it's like, I hope so. That boy needs somebody stable, somebody who is going to keep him, from disappearing into the woods every month. It's like that Lauren girl really is just. And she's like, kill him. He's like, what? I'm sorry. She's, I'm just saying. He could do much worse. Adlar's just leaning there, just like, listening to all this before he finally just turns around, walks off the porch, and just starts kind of wandering around.
All right, Lauren will crawl away, turn back into a Lauren, and be like, there you are. Let's go drink.
Hey, Lauren, you will not believe the night I have had.
What happened?
Oh my God. He throws an arm around you and begins dragging you towards the city square of the beer garden. I was forced into a surprise solstice dinner by my best friend. Can you believe it?
Wow. How evil.
He's staring at you so pointedly, but he can't focus because he's just, 7 wine glasses in.
What an evil contagious.
Just the worst. I'm never going to hear the end of it. Come on, I need another drink.
Well, they're all on me, buddy.
They better be. So, you drink Adlar at the table tonight. He is just wasted. And he's probably just going to pass out somewhere.
She'll sleep in her room. She's like, there you go, buddy.
So, surprise solstice dinner with the Adlar family. The New Roar family, I should say. I shouldn't call them the Adlar. It's not a thing. Gentlemen.
Oh my God.
He's
I like
Adlar.
that. He's Adlar. All right.
Oh, Jesus.
That's all I want to do on Feral.
All right.
I don't have any specifics to do on Feral at this point, so.
I think it's really just kind of waiting for Burberry to finish up their statue, and then.
And
guys
Burberry
will-
wants to ask if there are any alien restaurants in Feral. Are people
Oh,
like alien?
alien.
Alien! Alien!
Alien. We should probably specify with emphasis. Yeah, alien is the.
I've always said alien.
Yeah, I just keep saying alien.
Alien restaurants.
We're
I
all
don't think
aliens
you-
now.
Yeah, I don't think you would find an explicitly alien establishment, but the Wetwork Tavern at Port Scepter. It's the big like three building tavern that they just knocked down the walls and turned it into one big mega common room on the ground floor. They do have a pretty sizable kitchen and a very diverse staff. And I think asking around, you'd probably be directed there and hear that, like, yeah, they've got an alien cook on staff that would be able to probably hook you up with some hometown cuisine if that's what you're looking for.
Well, then that's where I will invite you all to dinner.
I will gladly accept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll even order dessert. 'Cause I'm got class.
Well, I appreciate it, Burberry. I wasn't actually mad. I was joking, but
I'm sorry.
don't cry. Everybody is looking.
So you guys get yourselves a dinner at some point during Burberry's statue quest. Solstice dinner is had
Statue quest. I'm stinky and I need a shower.
fair.
No. Before the date, not for the date.
Oh, before the day.
I went to shower and all of that before I take her to dinner. Not a date. It's not a date. Keep telling yourself that, but
It's kind of a date.
Slightly. So, I guess it would be 5 days after you arrive on Feral. Would be the 46th.
So what is faster at this point? We still have to walk back. Or I guess we can fly.
You could fly.
you can fly. You can fly.
Oh, more so Lauren can fly.
She can fly.
Honestly, a part of me is like, should I, Lauren, try to talk to Dadlar and Momlar to give Adlar a break?
You could probably
No,
get
no,
one of
it's-
them.
It's Dadlar and Adlady.
Oh, okay.
Ad lady, okay. I am honestly debating after hearing that. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty rough.
Poor bastard.
I'll just say that he's shy and doesn't really want to talk about it. So, like, just leave him be and I'll let you know.
Roll persuasion.
Just something simple. It's like, give him a break. I think he's coming to terms or some shit like that.
Alrighty, come on.
Ooh, okay, so I have 16, and I believe my persuasion's a +4.
Oh,
So a unnatural 20 should be it. Oh no, 21.
21.
Yeah.
Okay. I think before you guys depart, you make a point to sit down with the Noor family and just very gently, empathically beseech them to give their boy a break. You're driving him away.
Yeah, like it's like he confides in me. And like as much as I appreciate all you say, it's very sweet. Give him a break.
And his mom is just like, I knew it.
just leave him be. Don't even mention us. If he wants to talk about it, he'll talk.
I think
Catfishing this poor man's parents.
I think
Am I? We're gonna find out.
Oh, God.
During solstice.
Oh, poor Gerald.
I know. Hey, she strictly said that wasn't like a big like relationship.
They talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Adler's gonna be going back and be like, she introduced herself to my parents.
She's just trying to give Adler a break.
Which is kind of me. I think they will probably, there's probably a little bit of joking at the start of the conversation, but you steer things, charismatically and keep them kind of focused on what you're trying to say. And as you make your case, you see that their expressions kind of change from sort of self-congratulatory, like, yeah, we called it, we knew it, to like, oh, we didn't realize he was actually that put out about things. And I think when you kind of finish, Ginlamine is sort of nodding along. He's like, we just want what's best for our boy. He has been, how do you say, very flighty for so long, and just, it always felt like he could use somebody down to earth, And he is so into nature and getting out into the wilds. And you are a druid, so it's just like, I mean, can you blame us?
Fair. Technically, Lauren's not catfish. I promise. I promise, Cat, it's not that bad. It might seem like it right now.
But if you think that our boy could use some space, I mean, who could say better, So I
Certainly not Adlar.
Yes. Not Adler at all.
To make a long story short, they will express that they'll try and reel it in, but they are very excited for him because he finally seems like he's found someone who's like.
Now Lauren's got the moves on Adler.
I was like, now you have to like get married and have kids to continue this joke.
Yeah. We actually have to fall in love now and have a family. Adler, I pranked you so good.
In 30 years.
On your deathbed, he looks no different. You're like withering away. It's like, ha, I got you, bitch.
He flips you off as his final.
I tricked you into a lifetime of happiness.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
What's funny is I could see a Lauren, like, that's her last words. It's like, I got you, bitch.
He'll always wonder.
He just pats your hand serenely and says, I'll see you on the other side, motherfucker. In 300 years. But anyways, so you say your piece with the Nuror family and reconvene with the rest of the party, Adlar and Dodo. And you guys are planning to fly across the strait back to the coastland.
I guess so.
If
that's actually going to be faster, we should do it that way then.
So from this point on the map, I mean, the thing is, Noelle can only be an owl or a giant eagle for 2 hours a day, 3 if she's got the ring.
Yeah, consistently 2 hours, 3 in a special circumstance.
Yeah, 3 on the first day. So you guys will be able to fly 20 miles at a time before having to walk the rest of the day, right?
Yeah.
So you're effectively moving about 2 days for every day that you're on the road once you get back to the mainland.
But Lauren can fry everyone there.
So let me go back because to summarize, I mean, with the plan you guys have, you'll be able to get from Feral to the coast within about 3 hours. Although Noelle, you're gonna have to like dip down every hour just so that when you turn back into yourself, you can cast polymorph again without dropping everyone the hundreds of feet. So keeping a tab on the times and just kind of like measuring your flight over the next 3 hours.
I feel like
you guys are able
to
to
help with that too.
get everybody across,
She's used to it.
or at least get the first group across the ocean, and then Aloran would have to fly back for another 3 hours, pick up your last 2 stragglers, and then return back to your camp on the coast over another 3 hours.
First day would not be as productive.
First day is just getting back to the coast. So that is the 46th. From there...
I mean, we can technically finish flying to Freeport then, right? The next day?
Well, that's the thing. You guys can fly for 20 hours a day as a group. Or not 20 miles a day, excuse me. Because Noel can only be an eagle for
2 hours.
2 hours. And even then, at that point, you're trying to fly 3 people each, which is going to slow you down a little bit, just so you're not having to ferry back and forth, Lauren. So I'm trying to find where I wrote how far you guys walked, because within a day, I think, of traveling on the 47th, you guys would probably reach it, either late afternoon or evening, a very, very familiar sight along the road down on the beach. There is a decrepit little crab shack with a handful of little boats,
Crab shack.
fishing equipment scattered around the beach.
I think he meant shrimp shack.
Shrimp shack, excuse me. And yeah, you guys are surprisingly really fucking close to Barnaby's house.
We should stop there and have gumbo.
It'll be a nice little return to the beginning of the campaign. Yeah. So on the 47th, you'll stop for gumbo. And it's 110 miles from Barnaby's house to Helmfirth.
I'll be honest, I don't think the preserved fish are any good anymore.
Yeah, you pop that barrel of Barnaby. You could smell them before you even got up there, and they are fucking rank. But 110 miles, if you can fly 20 miles and then walk another 16, I think it is, 36, or no, 4 times 6. That's 24.
24.
So 44 miles a day with the Eagles. So 88.
So like 3 days?
3 or 4 days, yeah. So you could be back in Freeport, excuse me, by, we'll say, the 50th.
That's probably faster than waiting for the waylight, right?
And you get to stop at Barnaby's Shrimp Shack.
Yeah.
Yeah, the waylight would have become active, I believe, on the 47th is when you left? 46th?
Just like old times.
Yeah, like the 47th would have been like the day that the waylight would have been usable again.
And we got back on the 50th?
Yeah.
Well, that was only a 50% chance of being faster. Well, whatever.
The scenic route got you back by Barnaby's house.
That's true.
And you got to check on Helmfirth on the way home. So, by the 50th, yeah, back in Freeport. And we are, I think, good to call the session there. I will say these Eagles are going to speed up travel significantly. So, we'll say evening on the 50th will be where we leave off. And that will be the first session of downtime at level 8.
Sweet.
Hey. Good game, everyone.
GG.
So, leading off there, you guys have 11 days to the solstice. It's going to be 10, basically, starting next session. We'll say everybody takes an RP point. Who's getting MVP?
I vote Noel.
Are we doing MVP for RP's downtime session?
NOL's fine.
All right, no.
Oh, thank you. I don't know what I did, but I'll take it.
Well, you helped Aloran turn into a giant thing. You translated for Burberry. Like,
That's, I guess
You were-
You helped Barnaby shoot John.
I gave Barnaby a little aim practice.
Not that he needs it.
Hurtful, by the way.
In every shot.
and you had a good discussion with the gatekeeper. You were busy today.
I guess that's
You
true.
were. I was just picking on Adler also.
And you had a very nice dinner.
I did. Burberry Noel finally went on a date.
Just don't tell Burberry, he'll turn bright red.